over pace from their norm. Playing a team that is shooting as well. Georgia shooting over 56% in this game. You cannot have empty possessions with turnovers.
Wheeler finds Edwards, first bucket of the night. Wheeler 15 and 8 assists. Stolen away, Ty Fagan saves it on the sideline, and he will keep it out. No, he won't. Throw it in for the jam.
Consecutive NCAA tournaments for the first time in 14 years as well. Andre Hyatt with his first basket.
Nice skip pass. Hyatt has had a lot of minutes, but does get in and will be productive when he gets them open.
There's Edwards, his first trip.
He's a physical player. Yes, only a freshman, but he will use his body and shield you away. Aggression got stuck small on big.
Nice. Edwards with it.
That was deep.
Almost 5 feet behind the new three-point line. 15 for Mays in the first half.
Did not do a lot of that in his first couple of years in a Tiger uniform. Has improved his shooting, how to get shots off. Wow.
Edwards rising at Panola College in Texas. Big impact last year during LSU's run to the Sweet 16, and now with 13 points today.
He's now started the last 3 ball games and has given this LSU team energy on both sides of the floor.
There's the quickness that Edwards brings. Old Sparky, just the way I remember him. 85 years ago. A lot of wins in this building since. Now, Sparky didn't play here. A number of Final Fours, so much success under head coach Dale Brown. John Brady took this LSU team to a Final Four back in 2006. LSU had Mays once more. I'm not quite sure how the weather in Columbia is.
Beautiful day, they said today.
Okay.
I've already looked ahead.
Good into that. Johnson, quick release, got it away. And it's the point guard Wheeler comes up with it.
It's going up. You can tell when he does that little shimmy, he's going to go up with it.
Still between now and Saturday night once the SEC tournament field is set. Coming into tonight's action, Florida had the chance to finish anywhere from the 2 seed to the 7 seed. Edwards gets downhill. Kind of an off-balance shot, but he
doesn't take long for his talent to jump off the page, even though he has not had a great shooting night. It's one way to correct it.
That's why come watching.
They're not going to guard Adrio Bailey out there. They're going to let him take that shot and try to protect inside out.
Little step back from the Ant-Man. Another basket as he's got 8.
We expected this to be a high-scoring, high-possession game, and it's turned out to be that so far.
Well, we've gone a good 4 minutes straight without a whistle. Edwards, step back, got it.
So tough.
Georgia led this one 14-0.
And Mason Jones, the leading scorer in the SEC, is on the bench right now. He's 0 for 2 in the game. But his best percentage outside the arc are on the right side and the top of the floor.
Edwards with 7, looking for 10. Got it.
There's a lot of upsets there. That's a problem. Look at Arkansas with that net ranking of 41, what you're talking about.
Edwards elevates and buries. 7-point game.
Isaiah Joe's got face guarding responsibility in the corner. Oh, he didn't see Anthony Edwards. Oh, that's a huge mistake.
Under a minute to go. 5-point game. Edwards all the way to the rim. Oh my! Gets to go. Here's Isaiah Joe blocked by Harris. Edwards.
Harris is quite the athlete.
Boy, give Georgia a lot of credit for hanging on when it looked like they were about to lose this 18-point lead, and now Edwards just do.
One of the things Georgia needs to do in this rematch is play better early.
Look out. Edwards. A steal and the bucket, 4-0 Dogs.
Feet in the paint, that's a power move to the rim.
What did you term that a few weeks ago? Smash mouth basketball?
Smash mouth hoops. Josh Nebo style.
Wheeler outside to Edwards. The flick of the wrist and the 3 points are good.
Well, he can score in a variety of ways. Impacts the game in a lot of ways.
Second steal for the Ant-Man in the flush. He's got 7.
Carolina is just dominating block to block.
Wheeler. Smooth move, could not finish. Pops out to Edwards, who can. And it's all net.
Again, and it's one of the things that Tom Crean kind of prides himself on. Not just ball movement, but body movement. All 5 guys moving. So you have too many guys standing. One guy's trying to create.
Edwards launches and connects, rattles that triple home. A quad 2 win, that can change to a quad 1 if that team starts to win more games after you beat them. So in essence, if you're a fan of the Gamecocks, as Edwards connects inside, you're a fan of all
attempts per. That is a recipe for failure.
I didn't know you had information on the backside of your board in front of you there. You turned the board over to recite
team
that
stats.
stat. That was impressive.
Thank you.
Yeah. Postseason for him, for Professor Wise. Edwards hangs and scores another basket. Is that what that's called? Lanzo Frink just picked up his 4th foul. Edwards from downtown. 1 possession.
Buster.
Bolden. Edwards lost the handle. And it pops to Peak. Dogs can tie it with a shot for bonus land. Edwards attacking. Up and in. Boy, he glided right through the air that time. Free basketball, Carolina. And the tap will be saved by Hammonds. Georgia gets the first crack at it. Yeah, the foul's a major issue. Harris, Kamara have already fouled out. Edwards has not. He's got 34. Wheeler. There he is. How about to spin and off the glass? Are you kidding me?
In the next 4 out, that's before they lost to Texas A&M. South Carolina, Arkansas, Alabama, Tennessee still outside looking in. According to our resident bracketologist, Joe Lunardi.
Ooh. Hello. He had a couple blocks, a couple charges, made free throws, did a lot of little things that really helped them beat Auburn on Wednesday night.
That's good. Edwards heating up. He's down
twice. He wasn't going to make it back.
No. And then, by the way, after not calling it a foul, went to the monitor to see if it was going to be a flagrant 1. Anthony Edwards with the jam. Are you kidding me? It's an SEC play. Outside of last Saturday night, really almost every game they've been in it.
They fight, and that's a big tip of the cap to their head coach.
So with the unique setup of the benches being on the end a few years ago, they extended the coach's box up the sideline, made it a whole lot easier for coaches to actually coach. Edwards! Fly with me! That shot to fall. They even lead 10 of 14 from the field. Edwards deep 3. Bottom. Shades of Vanderbilt clinging to a 1-point lead with 12 minutes to play. Max Evans lets it fly too strong. Tipped around. And Georgia comes away.
I like the change to zone by Tom Crean.
Edwards all the way to the rim. Lays it up and Georgia takes its first lead.
Look like the play call out of the timeout. They got the big fella right to his streak. Unable to finish, but I like the fact that they're trying to go with Wiley early and explore that advantage.
Edwards downhill, a little circus move.
The things that we've all talked about throughout the course of this freshman campaign.
Edwards, step back 3. Over the top of Washington.
That was an interesting conversation.
There's no mute button in the car.
No talk back.
Georgia led this game by 7. Pardon me, they led it by 9. I forgot my averages. Here's Edwards. Deep 3.
He didn't forget his range. This hostile environment.
Final Four team a year ago. Dowdy tried to wrap it. Threw it away. Push out front to Anthony Edwards. Get it up. He gets it up and gets it in. Javon McCormick taking over. He's got 17.
And they better guard that guy. Him and Austin Wiley have been the only offense for Auburn. You cannot allow the hot hand to beat you if you're Georgia.
I want to bring up one thing in terms of the blown leads. I'm reminded of the Dale Brown quote after LSU blew a 31-point lead to Rick Pitino's squad in 1994. Javon McCormick missed it at the rim. Anthony Edwards, coast to coast.
Take a tough 2.
Wow, how about that shot for Auburn? And it's thrown away as McCormick tried to save it. Jalen Williams, a little-used freshman, putting up a 3.
His first 3-point attempt in SEC play. He has been tremendous defensively, has not played extended minutes. A little carried away with that shot.
Edwards. Cold.
And this continues to allow A&M to dictate the tempo. Even though it's a mistake, they can get back and set their defense because it's an ugly game right now, just 3 minutes in, and that's exactly what A&M wants.
A&M only averages 61 points per game and shoots it at just under 40% so far on the season. Wheeler just avoids going into the backcourt. Shot clock at 7. And this is just fine with Texas A&M. Kick to the corner to Edwards, step back, jump shot, and that finally rattles down.
Let go, and he joined Tom Crean's staff. Well, he was able to flip him to the Bulldogs. Big pickup.
A&M, again, not efficient at all from three-point range and maybe taking too many. Efficient from the outside, indeed, and feeling his legs.
And looked at the official. And I don't know if they heard a whistle or what. They just stopped.
I think it just froze in time. Edwards pulls up. And that's what he does so well. Home.
Yeah, Frank had Wheeler on him. Big mismatch, and Kusner recognized.
Wheeler guarded by Lawson. Edwards. Ant-Man wants to make something happen and does just that.
So Frank Martin told, but their offense seems to be catching up also.
Hannibal has it rejected, had nowhere to go on that move. Wheeler to Edwards. Edwards,
oh, wow.
What a shot by Anthony Edwards.
Stretch at times in college, same thing's happening, but he's gotten better.
Still has to develop a jump shot.
Yeah, but he's a fabulous talent. And he might have been one of those guys that could have just gone high school to pro. It seemed to be a waste of his time when he was playing college ball. But that right there, that's fun to watch.
An out battle for the rebound. Look at that play. Down inside by John Petty, battling, looking for the foul on the putback. Inside of 7:25, Edwards on the Euro step, spins it up and in.
That's what makes him special.
11 from outside the arc. Wheeler again looking to draw some contact. Good no call. Offensive rebound back up and in by Edwards.
And that was a boxing high percentage 3.
Lewis right to the front of the rim. Rebound taken by Hammonds. Georgia looking to run. Look out below. Lays it up and in. Be interesting to see how Edwards holds up if you're just laid up and in by Lewis. Edwards, a couple of power dribbles, pull up, jump shot. Perfect on the baseline.
That's Susan. I figured, what'd I tell you? Maybe something happened.
Yep, I gave that block to Harris, and it was decidedly number 14 in white. Excuse me, Mr. Fagan. Edwards, floater, in the lane, up and good.
Nembhard. Well, Nembhard's a guy that's going to play at his own pace. And he is big time when he gets to the middle of the floor as a passer. You have to play him as a passer first, force him to score oversized.
This guy's got size, he's got speed, he's got... Johnson lost it on his way in. Must be contagious. No numbers. Edwards gonna pop. Got it. First bucket of the night. Man dumps it into Blackshear. 10 on the shot clock. Strong move.
Blackshear was calling for that the entire possession. Got it right at point blank range, unable to finish.
Here he goes. Anthony Edwards starting to heat up and win
Next August.
Near steal for Edwards. And then he crashes the boards. He's a great rebounder. Tom Crean, talking to him before the game, thinks that those same skills could make him an elite defender. We know he can score. And Anthony, in fact, his family moved to College Station to be close to him when he went to school there. And when Buzz Peterson took over the job, the roster is in flux. Yada, yada. He's wearing red and black.
Sometimes those things come in threes. You want to watch that senator race up north. Bob's already down.
Wheeler. Beautiful dunk. And a finish by...
Tough too, but I like the shot. I don't think he needed to fade necessarily because he does have a decisive size advantage right here. Good support by Noah Locke trying to shrink the floor on Anthony Edwards. Doesn't matter.
Edwards with a look to the floor.
Continuously throughout this half.
Man. Air ball with the shot clock winding down. Minute 10 to go. Edwards with a crossover.
Look at that explosion.
Into the paint.
Look at that explosion.
Gets it. Berries. I go blueberries on you. Deontay Johnson. Not a good shooting night for Florida. Just 11 for 32.
Well, Johnson and Blackshear should be well rested. Wow. Doesn't off the bounce, but everything appears to be going left off the bounce. They may want to sit on that left hand, force him to his right, see if he can be as effective going that direction.
Goes right. You just busted your scouting report.
Easy jumper.
Fourth personal on Kerry Blackshear. Preseason Conference Player of the Year will take a seat. Here's Edwards. Less efficient this half, but trying to get back on track.
Hard and wide. It's a great visual in practice.
Edwards pull up jump court. Chandler high arching three, no good. And the rebound to Kamara. Edwards buries it. Ford catch, shoot, no good. Rebound to Edwards. That is number 7 for Anthony. Here's Wheeler, back to Edwards. Boy, that's what you loved at the mark from Kamara, but a chance here. Hammonds kicks it back out to Wheeler. Already has 1-3, but here Georgia now attacking the offensive backboard. Edwards. Georgia
keeping Wheeler on his hip. Clearly the defender was right in front of him. He could have had a cup of coffee on that one.
There's your best offense.
Because that's not going to happen if anybody's thinking about texting me right now.
Oh, so in other words, I should put my phone away.
Thankfully, Dawn Staley was able to make that happen. That's really Coach Staley doing that because she understands what Buzz Williams wanted to do and why it was important.
Here's Jackson, throws it up, no good. Rebound to Harris. Here's Wheeler.
Trailing the play, Edwards. Going to step right into one.
Lost the handle, Nag is back the other way. Chandler just threw it away. Buzz Williams puts his head in his hands as Edwards heads to the basket. Count it. Have been very active on the defensive end. There it is again, Edwards. He has a chance here in the open floor. Right now, Georgia, of course, blows that lead at Missouri the other night. You're 1-6 in league play, 11-9 overall. But if you walk out of here, you got to be feeling a little bit better about where you are.
You're going to be feeling great. You know, I was in the film room with Coach Crane and his team yesterday, and one of the things he talked about was respect. And why it was important, especially with 100-plus lettermen here. And they certainly looked like they played with a lot of respect for Georgia's tradition in the second half as well. I'm sure it was on their mind.
Good chance of going number 1, and the reason is he's just an outstanding player. 6'5", 225, physical, strong, and gifted skill-wise.
Does he settle for the 3 too much?
When you shoot like that, sometimes you do. And Georgia's had the same issues the last few ballgames. They'll be fine, and then you have a 3 or 4 minute stretch where you don't score. Trouble, but when you got a guy like this one,
Will dump down. And Gresham, transfer from Northeastern by way of St. Paul, Minnesota, comes up with the rebound.
Solid player. Such a young team. Gresham, the graduate transfer, gives them a little veteran leadership.
Wow. And that is what is draw this comparison to Anthony Edwards. Just watching him just now. Did you see how high he got on that rebound?
I did, yeah.
So when Anderson Simmons was with the Braves, I used to watch Anderson Simmons play shortstop in every possession. Look at this slice.
So good.
And every lights out. We got a big game tomorrow. What did you think as a guy who played a long time in the NBA when you watched Kobe play?
Tom, rarely can guys carry the torch. Only certain people can carry the torch for an entire league. I was in the mid-'70s growing up, and I got out of high school in '79. Dr. J carried the torch for the NBA.
He did not start in the second half. He was sitting all the way at the end of the Missouri bench. Anthony Edwards high for the board and quick 370. Terry Fair could fill it up, huh?
Yes, sir.
Edwards behind the back. Steps through, left hand. Wow.
Just because you had a 24-second clock. It is more single athletic ability, one-on-one type game. Where what he learns in college level would be how to compete and win a game when it needs to be won. And it's not just yourself. Most of the time in high school, it's just yourself.
Tough move over Trey Jones. Skip the first 3 quarters, getting good in the fourth.
Yep.
Edwards has been quiet. Time to step up. He goes right down the lane.
Up an open 3 for Hinson. And Blake Hinson, who has struggled a bit this year, buries the triple.
Extremely smart basketball by Hinson to clear out the lane. And man, right?
Schuler around the screen, pulls up 17-footer, kicks off the iron, no good, into the hands of Edwards.
And that's the shot. It's a great shot for Devontae Schuler to take. Georgia defense goes under the screen. If he has that all night, he's got to be able to knock that down.
Woo! Nice cut by Wheeler. Edwards, step back 3. Wow. That
Edwards, when you just thought Green Tyree would buy him.
That pass is nearly an impossibility. Edwards ahead of the pack, rise and fire. He got it. Georgia regains.
Going to have the ability to hold up in front of the rim. Nick Richards can now do that and lock that anchor spot down for count. Hammonds will stay on the floor with 3 fouls. Edwards, tough jump shot. Oh, he gets one off the window. Robbie, they're really good at that floater jump shot. Over traffic, over length. Practice it every day against Nick Richards, E.J. Montgomery. What a luxury, too, Calipari has. Higgins and Quickly are so good defensively that they're the 2 guys that can switch off of Edwards. Sestina on the baseline, misses. Nick Richards battles for it, but he can't come up with it.
John Calipari just told his team in the huddle they're surrendering far too many drives, much like what happened in Arkansas, and much like what happened in Arkansas. Don't be surprised if you see Kentucky move to a zone. That's imperative then that they communicate with one another and find the shooters, namely Donnell Gresham and Anthony Edwards.
Now they're in one now. Edwards has it and fires from the wing. Got it! Where'd it come from? I'm telling you, that is his. And you obviously take the height up of the rim, but that kind of formula, yeah, it keeps your form good all the way through, and this kid's got it. Tough shot from the free throw line. Anthony Edwards starting to win. It will make every game that those teams play against each other very competitive. The hires in this league recently, talked with Tom 2 years ago, Eric Musselman, Buzz Williams, those guys. Mississippi State, same stuff. That's about as ugly as we've seen in college ball. Long time. Long time. Edwards pushed off of Richards, and this one's getting a little... I didn't see it like that. I don't think that's not a normal play to get your arm up and your elbow into the guy bringing the ball up, but play on. 3 from the corner. Oh, Anthony Edwards gets that to go.
Great hustle by Carter. Loose ball. Quickest man to it. Had the advantage. He got there first. Easy layup.
Largest lead for Mississippi State. Now Edwards hooping the harm.
Sometimes Wheeler, talking to some people, they, as all young players do, gets a little out of control.
Georgia needs to show some poise here. A tough opening stanza here in the second half. Edwards down low.
What a find by Weatherspoon. Wow. I didn't think there was any way he could get that ball to me.
It's a much different looking player, Nick Weatherspoon. Handling the basketball well, not turning it over, and finding his teammates.
Ball movement here for Georgia. Get it moving.
Edwards.
Or maybe not.
Does he deuce on the other?
That's transition defense, not communicating, not saying I got ball, I got backside. Leave a guy standing wide open under the basket.
Edwards blows by, and Edwards finger rolls it in.
See how much
and Rick Carlisle would get some PT.
Yeah. Sometimes with me, he'd actually let me shoot in games like this. I used to poke, get down there.
Edwards on the move.
Yves Pons gets the opportunity to guard him. He is one of the best defensive players in the SEC.
It's quite an assignment. Edwards goes for nearly 19 a game. Highest scoring freshman in the country. Little space, and he knocks down the three. Hey, of course, his father was in the NBA for a number of years, but you want to talk about reference the work ethic from Tom Crean. It is right there with Musselman. Elite coaches in the SEC, for sure.
And I think it goes back to the late Mike Slive and now Greg Sankey, the commissioner. They really made an effort. How about that? You have to just weather that storm, and you can't make excuses.
Johnson misfires. Tennessee 2 of 7 now from downtown. Edwards. Watch him go to work. He wants another three.
Oh, boy! Oh, boy! This is, as we mentioned, both teams playing a lot of guys. I got to tell you, Kevin, it is so hard to win with young players right now in college basketball.
Except for that one, Anthony Edwards spins it in.
Nice pass, too, from Josiah James. Those two guys are going to hook up a lot the next couple of years. Watch this.
Edwards!
He locks in.
Another steal. That's the 5th Georgia steal. Crump gives it to Edwards. Rises for 3. Okay, with the first overall pick. Is it safe yet to say I'm taking Anthony?
No, it's not. Again, this is not that year like we had a year ago. You know what?
I think he's the most valuable guy to his team of anyone in the league, because he's the only point guard that Bruce Pearl really has. Bruce's backup point guard is his starting 2 guard. McCormick has really stepped up, Ravi, in that point guard slot. Finally, Edwards rattles a 3. Out about Pirafoy. Edwards, boy, that looked like 4 steps, but he got away with it for the left. That's a one competitive young guy, Luka Doncic.
I know, but there's a lot of other ways to show that than ripping a shirt. I mean, there's a cost involved and all that. You're risking some enamel damage the way he does bite it. Great shot there by Edwards on the baseline.
About a sprint rim to rim and put pressure on the defense.
Fires a 3. That tweener between, is this off the backboard or is it straight on?
And it was neither.
It was neither.
Well, Auburn's really good with hot hands on those ball screens. That's what I want to see more of, not only in this game. Yeah, absolutely.
Georgia's made 1 field goal here in the second half. Good bounce pass, and that'll get him.
Feet. That's something he has to finish.
They've been very impressed with Kamara. Again, one of the 9 freshmen that are on the Georgia Bulldogs team.
Tyree Crump made a great cut to the basket, didn't get the ball.
Shot from the corner misses. Montgomery, Hagan's 3. That looked better on the release, but no good. Loose ball, it's grabbed by Kamara.
Cannot jump with Kentucky. You have to turn and box.
Tough shot. Edwards, 5.
There's still time for Kentucky to get another one, so Georgia's going to use the clock. They can take it all the way down and still have time, plenty of time for an offensive rebound.
Georgia's bench has been outstanding. They've outscored Kentucky's 15-3.
Little horn set, and they're running it high. Great cut.
Boy, have they skied!
He has hit the game since the Ohio State game, where he hit 5. He had 17 points in that game, and pick and pop, he's really dangerous. Georgia just spent too much time with the ball, and not enough with him on the switch.
Edwards. Boy, there is no...
Get to that right hand far too easily, and that's really the next step for Edwards. He can be a great defender, not a good one, but a great one.
Great matchup here. Higgins and Edwards, who battled all through their childhood playing basketball against each other. Look out, Edwards buries another three.
Going to have to continue to do what they did the latter part of the first half, which is get all 5 guys on the defensive glass. I mean, really, there are 2 parts of the possession. There's the defensive part. When the shot goes up, then the fight begins.
How about that strength?
There's an offensive foul. He just got
15 points. That is the lineup that you seem to like the best, those guys that are on that graphic.
It is a terrific lineup out there from ability to score and what a finish. My goodness. That
game tomorrow night.
And they're impressive. Samir Dowdy's one of the best players in the country. And Javon McCormick is probably the most important player that Bruceboro has.
Put from last year, and Anthony Hardaway. What a start for him. Year 2 here in Memphis. Right off the tip. The Bulldogs get right to work. Here comes Achua. Another turnover. Edwards ahead of the field. Ball seen on the uptick with Mick Cronin. Huge win for the Bruins the other night. Up in Seattle. Bulldogs down 7. Edwards from deep. That's a 3. First, but right now getting everything they can handle from Tom Crean's Bulldogs.
And we thought that would be the case in this young Bulldogs team. And here comes Edwards.
Edwards from deep.
There he goes.
Smallest governor on the floor. Baez with a great look. Butler open from 16, missed it. That's the type of shot Austin Peay's going to have to hit if they're going to pull the upset here tonight as Edwards finishes, and he's on 3 fouls. Fighting city of Philadelphia. Great basketball city it is. Dr. J was my guy growing up.
There's an awful lot of talk about the Big 5, and that doesn't even talk about a guy like Herb McGee at Philly Textile and what he did.
With 18 scored. Taylor's got 18, Adams got 15. They just got to find that third option.
Yeah, right now, and I think part of it is they just haven't had everybody together through the first 12, now 13 games of the non-conference slate. But as luck will have it, they're now getting healthy.
And that is so big to get a player like that, just the depth of the program, what it means for you in practice. And again, Edwards, a player who can certainly help this program down the road on.
Is really the lone big guy for this Georgia team alongside freshman Rodney Howard. It's the only thing they're missing right now.
Yeah, they're going to play a lot, Tom. They're going to play a lot of 5 out, though. Constant movement, constant motion, cutting with a purpose, trying to create angles, because that's all.
Entry passes there from Calvin Wishart. Looks like he's throwing grenades. Is that taught?
Well, I don't know if it's taught or not, but it was effective. I thought it was effective. Threw it over the top. Whatever you got to do to get it done, because that guy right there, he knows how to. Anthony Edwards.
In 37 against Michigan State, most by a Georgia freshman since 75. In 33 in the second half. Here he is from deep, and he nails that one.
Remained with a half.
So it's Crawley again. He's easy to spot. The neon sneakers. I like this color of the fur on the Grinch, which nice of you to take off your uniform before you sat down tonight. From the wing, it's good for
ability to play over the top if they can get an entry. Hustle by Wheeler keeps another possession alive for Georgia. Ball has not reached the inside. Now it does off penetration. You've broken down the defense. Leads to back-to-back. Turnover, back-to-back for Georgia Southern.
Wheeler, beautiful dish and a jam.
Good penetration.
Ike from the corner, can't hit, and Edwards with the board.
This is where he's special. Just has the ability to get wherever he wants.
off the 3rd of December. Too strong off the backboard. Rebounded by the freshman Kamara.
They changed the game with their defensive intensity, and it's led to this.
Wow. And thanks to an 8-0 run. And then they give it up. 3-on-1. Where's Edwards? There he is.
Great pass, vision, touch. Wow, what an impressive finish to this game for the Georgia Bulldogs.
Gresham is able to take it home. This is a Georgia team that needed double overtime to get past SMU last time out. Edwards whips it around.
Point lead for SMU. 6 of their 8 points have come in the paint so far. Hammonds left it short, but then saves it back in.
Love the fact that they're trying to isolate Hammonds on that block, just to give them another look, because it can't be Anthony Edwards trying to just play off him the entire time.
Edwards on the drive, gets it up and in with that. Wheeler turns it over. Davis trailing, and he missed the 3. Now Wheeler going the other way. Lays it off. Edwards hangs and gets the roll.
Let's turn that around.
Anthony Edwards, the 2 made shots in the game. Does that change right now? Yes, it does. He gets a rebound. Another one for Kamara.
Back-to-back rebounds for Fagan. Something that we talked SMU had been able to make a living on the offensive glass in the first half. Coach Crane making it clear. Great job. That's what we're talking about. Anthony Edwards understands.
Georgia shot none in the first half. They're 4 of 5 in the second half.
The ability to play defense without fouling. It's an art. It's something you have to learn. Another backdoor cut by Anthony Edwards.
It's the body control for Isaiah Mike. All 25 coming second half and overtime. And now second overtime. 3.5 to play. Tied at 79.
See Anthony Edwards now underneath the hoop.
Shot clock winding down. Wheeler kicks it to the corner. Edwards let it fly. Dead center.
A big jump in level of competition for both these teams.
Wow, Edwards. Rob Edwards thought he was fouled by Anthony Edwards. And the Georgia Edwards back with the nice running bang.
It was so easy for him.
Bobby Hurley was all over.
Yeah, baseline out of bounds. Easy bucket for Cherry. Let's see if that gets him going tonight. But similar to a couple years ago with Arizona State, where they were small, they played those 3 guards, Holder, Justice, and Evans. I think they're in a little better spot in terms of size this year, but still an area of concern for them is rebounding. They've done a pretty good job so far.
Oh, and there's an and one. Rob Edwards clearly fouled.
Him in the open, had 20 the other night. He can really score. Just hasn't gotten comfortable yet.
Oh, there's Edwards. Wow, look at that finish. Oh, man. The steal was
only going to help him as his career goes along.
Well, Barnes losing it in transition, and so here's Edwards, and this time Rob lets him go, and Anthony slides. Meanwhile, Romello White's been a good offensive rebounder, 2 so far in this game. He's averaging 3 offensive boards a game.
He's averaging, we didn't mention this, we just focused on the last 3. He's averaging a double-double now on the season, 12 and 10.
How about that? So there's the versatility. Anthony Edwards posting up.
Pro Football Hall of Famer, 5-time Pro Bowler. Don't want to get on his bad side, nor his son's bad side. And he's built a lot like his dad. He is a great physical specimen on the basketball court.
You have a good but not great RPI or now a net. And so it is difficult. Teams don't want to come to your place, and then it's hard for a non-Power 5 to want to pay you money to come.
Edwards with the puck. Stolen away. Edwards and showtime. Whoa!
Possessions for the Eagles in order to just kind of have the focus be on him.
Number 21, Aite, was called for that foul. You just saw that a moment ago. Edwards, 3-pointer on its way. Very
long ball for the Eagles to try to stay within distance here. North Carolina Central did not play any zone the other night at Wofford. Now they've played primarily the entire first half. Georgia trying to make them pay with some long balls. They've knocked down 4 so far.
Wheeler gets in the paint, dishes out. 3 ball on the way and
off of. If you're Coach Moten, you've really got to try to manage this last 3:20 and keep it within striking distance as you enter halftime.
Edwards, crossover dribble, step back 3.
A little in and out and a step back to create space. You really can. It's just a matter of whether he scores it or not.
Edwards again on the break and another jab.
Tyler Cartano and Elliot Donley. Chaminade, the Silver Swords, trying to hold on to just a little bit of pumice, and hopefully one day it'll rain there at the 10,000-foot level of Haleakala. You ever ridden your bike up there?
Anthony Edwards with his first.
Okay.
How come you haven't thrown your name in the ring for that? Tough shot by Small.
I'm promoting Bob Iger for that position.
Well, if Bob doesn't want it, he might want to continue.
Whoa! Anthony Edwards. I watch him, the more I love him. And where do you have him in the draft?
I don't have him anywhere. Mike Schmitz, who is the ESPN NBA draft analyst,
Look
has
at
number
Anthony
2
Edwards.
as Edwards hits a...
Were you holding your breath on something else? Look at that team defense here. Red. Spectacular play.
And here is Edwards flying down the lane and laying it in. Boy, what body.
Ant-Man Edwards is only 18 years old. Whoa, let that one fly.
He did. He missed it, though. In and out for Aerosol, who has 14 points.
It's the best I've ever seen.
Oh, what a
Aerosol.
play as Edwards takes it and scores, and he's fouled.
Good joy. Who's the guy next to him?
He's working, but how do you, if you're Edwards, manage trying to set your teammates up and taking over as he does now, hit a 3. So his
world. Cartano.
Offensive rebound and missed the putback try.
Look at
Edwards tipping it to himself, and here he goes in transition. Takes it all away. Fouled and count the basket. What a play, Anthony Edwards.
I'm watching the game.
Georgia has one.
Okay.
All right, here's Anthony Edwards.
Okay. Double team him. Come and double team him right here.
Edwards with 4. Edwards with 2. Lets it fly for the win. Got it! With 2/10 of a second left. Anthony Edwards. Arc out to the FIBA range. And I know you're a fan of it. You like it?
Yes, I do, but you're not going to complain. Throw it down big time.
Here's Watts.
Throw it down, big man.
Missed the jam. Georgia in transition. Can they get a fast break basket? They do with Edwards. Don't forget, coming up next, we've got UCLA and Chaminade, and then tonight on ESPN, Dayton, Virginia Tech, as Edwards hits. Jay Billis will have the call.
An excellent Final Four here at the Maui Gym 2019. Those two coaches in the bottom part of the bracket there, the 2-3 bracket. Wow. Anthony Grant and Mike.
Who's a really good three-point shooter, about 40%, knocks that one down. Here's Edwards trying to answer off the dribble.
Oh my gosh.
The Georgia crowd start. Look at Edwards calling. He called off one screen. Now he's going to take a deep 3.
Oh, he just rolls that left ankle.
Edwards turnaround jump.
High tops or get their ankles taped.
Brown can't get the 3. Edwards the rebound.
Push the ball. Come on.
He's going to pull up and take a 3 and hit it. Took you long enough. And another turnover by Michigan State.
It's the first time I've ever seen him play.
Here's Edwards in transition. Gets off a 3. Buries it. You agree?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Here's Edwards, who's drawing Malik Hall. Team down 7. They've been as close as 2. Edwards, step back 3. Buries another one. He's cut.
Would you? Mandalorian. Is that an instrument? Is that a car? It's beautiful. Beautiful.
He's a capable passer and scorer. And you can tell a good defender.
Georgia under Tom Crean, his second year down in Athens, a top 5 recruiting class this year. The headliner, the guy with the ball right now in Edwards, but a lot of very young, talented players. Long jumper is true for Edwards, who just skied for the rebound. And Edwards, in all likelihood, a one and done. But you know what? Getting a guy like Edwards might get you another guy next year or a couple of years down the road. And the other freshmen look like they're in Athens for a while. Over the top to Edwards. Boy, Wheeler's somewhat carefully.
Clearly an emphasis by Josh Pastner to try to go at Hammonds. Right, not the most skilled offensive player for Tech, but certainly capable, and he's shown it on the last 2 possessions.
Here's Edwards. Yes. Toes on the line. Back cut, reverse, high kiss, the spin won't go. Fagan with the rebound. Here's Anthony Edwards in the open floor. Pull up 3 ball, that foul line.
3 of 9 in the first half, 3 of 5 here in the second half. 6 of 14. Their last miss was a DeVoe front end of a 1-and-1. So if they lose this game, they're going to look hard long at this missed free throw.
Here's Wheeler. Passes underneath. Edwards reverse. Edwards to the glass for Georgia. That's his 7th rebound. Total package. Cross it over against Banks with a step. High kiss goes and
to as many possessions as possible, but just a minute and a half.
Samir Wheeler, the freshman running the point. Anthony Edwards. Edwards into traffic with the left hand and the foul.
And the student admission here, it's free for Georgia students. And he was saying, now you think about that, when Edwards is playing next year, those seats going to be running about $250 a night, wherever the Ant-Man's playing. If he's in Madison Square Garden or the Staples Center, any point in between. And the Ant-Man, well, he's definitely gotten Georgia's attention. There's Pinky Wiley back for Crosby. Lucas, a strip by the Ant-Man. Edwards fouled in the that is left short. Rice with the offensive rebound. Under 4 to play in the first half. And here's Georgia in transition with the Ant-Man. Good night.
That's awesome.
Georgia by 7. Here's Davis for his second 3. That's no good. Crump back the other way. Edwards from deep. Good. 6. Batiste with 6 assists. Fitzgibbons has it stripped away. Edwards with plenty of time. What a crossover in the rush.
They do have a lot of good players. They were picked 4th or 5th in the league. Again, great penetrating pitch. Rice able to finish. The 3-point line right there. They score and play back in a hurry.
Rice has got 6. Edwards with a little dipsy-do. You know teams are going to try and find weaknesses in Wheeler's game as A.B. misses. Look at Edwards, the high riser for his 4th board. Just taking it in deep. Holy smokes.
Doing right here. This the other night. Played Wheeler, Gresham, and Edwards all at the same time. 3 great ball handlers. 3 guys understand the game. A lot of good things happen for Georgia basketball when those 3 are in the game together.
You talk about the what-if game. Had Nicholas Claxton decided to come back.
Sure.
Boy, just thinking about he and Edwards together.
Bayday would have been good on this team, just being an enforcer inside.
Edwards swish. Shot measured, and there you see Batiste back on the other end. And once he gets it measured, he is lethal. Ant-Man, all net.
Post picker right there, great drive. Box of 1 again.
And Slot, you pointed out Georgia having some trouble with their big players being drawn out.
Absolutely, all guarding that 3-point line because the Citadel young man, Brown especially tonight, on fire, can shoot that 3.
Box of 1 with Rice on Edwards, but Edwards finds the hole.
Good move by Coach Crean here.
So Batiste on the bench with the 4 fouls. Georgia with the ball and a 3-point lead. But what a game tonight. Great pass. Edwards, a reverse lead, and he's got 25.
Citadel got what they wanted, worked it, got Brown isolated one-on-one in the low post, and he finishes.
87-85. What a game tonight in Athens. Now, you
know Georgia's going to want to get it to number 5, Anthony Edwards, being guarded by Caden Rice. Here's Edwards with 10 to shoot. Edwards down the baseline, through a double, hangs it, converts off the window, and
that this class now attracts further talent.
A good strong move towards the middle by Dotson, but he can't finish. Here's the Ant-Man on the drive. What a first step, and he finishes at the rim. Kentucky, and then played collegiate basketball in North Carolina. A couple of states that know their hoops pretty good.
You know that either coach would be thrilled with their team's play, but if you're Mark Prosser and you're up 2 here, check that.
Alverson with a good fake. That is a long distance 3. No good by the freshman McCray. Here comes Edwards. Edwards down the lane. So strong. Finishes with the left and draws the foul.